Today, we're going to dive deep into a spiritual law that's so fundamental, some consider it the very first law of the universe. It's a principle that suggests that the huge, grand patterns of the cosmos are actually mirrored right here in our daily lives. And if you can really, truly grasp it, well, it might just change everything for you.
This one single phrase, that's our key. And trust me, it is so much more than just poetry. You can think of it like a cosmic instruction manual. So in this explainer, we're going to unpack exactly what as in heaven, so on earth really means for you and me right here, right now.
All right, let's get into it. Here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the law itself. Then we're going to use a really powerful metaphor to make it crystal clear. We'll see it in action with a story, learn how to actually apply it, and finally wrap our heads around how it's shaping our reality every single day.
So, what is this first law, really? Well, the core idea is that the spiritual world and our physical world, they're reflections of each other. It's like a mirror. The same principles that govern things like love and support and growth up in the heavens are the exact same principles playing out right here on Earth.
Now, to really get this, let's try an analogy that I think we can all connect with. Let's think of the universe as a wise and loving parent. Seriously, this one comparison reveals so much about how all these cosmic forces actually interact with us.
Just think about it for a second. A good parent doesn't stop loving their kid just because they're struggling with math, right? Or because they get jealous of a new baby brother or sister. No way. They understand and they offer help. While the universe operates the exact same way. It doesn't judge our confusion or mistakes. It just keeps offering that same love and support, no matter what.
Okay, but what about free will? This is a big one. A wise parent guides their child, sure, but they also give them the freedom to learn from their own mistakes. They might say, hey, that stove is hot, don't touch it. But sometimes, the only real teacher is a minor, survivable burn. The universe grants us that same dignity. It'll guide us, but it never, ever forces us. It allows us to learn from the consequences of our choices, even when it's tough.
You know, this whole idea of a non-judgmental universe can be kind of hard to accept. There's this story of a woman who actually felt guilty for loving her job. She thought she must be making God angry by having it so good. But the truth is the complete opposite. The universe's will is for you to be happy, to be successful, to feel worthy. When you are joyful, heaven literally celebrates with you. It vibrates.
Let's make this even clearer with a quick story. This family drama is the perfect illustration of how these big cosmic principles of love and fear play out in a very real, very human situation.
Okay, so meet John. He's a traditional, kind of domineering father. He is absolutely determined that his son, Ronaldo, is going to take over the family business. The thing is, Ronaldo is a super talented musician with a completely different dream.
And this is where we see two really powerful forces clash. You can think of them as the lower will, which is always driven by fear, and the higher will, which is driven by love. John's actions, they're coming from his lower will, this deep-seated fear he has of failure. But Ronaldo, he's being guided by his higher will, that passion and love he has for his music. And here's the kicker, the really tragic part. By operating from that place of fear, John created the exact reality he was so desperate to prevent. His need to control everything led to conflict, it made his health worse, and it left him feeling totally alone, insecure, and miserable. He literally manifested his own worst fears into being.
So what's the alternative? Well, it's the path Ronaldo chose, aligning with the higher will. This is what happens when our choices come from a place of love and joy and harmony. These decisions, they always empower us. They lead to growth and real well-being because they're totally in sync with what the universe wants for us anyway.
So, if we want to align with this higher will, how do we ask for help? This brings us to a really practical point, how we communicate with the universe. Because believe me, the way you ask matters a lot. Just imagine your kid screaming at you to help with their homework. Would you feel inspired to help? Probably not, right? You'd probably feel resistance, maybe even frustration. Well, it's the same thing on a cosmic level. Shouting demands at angels or at the universe is just totally ineffective.
Now, imagine that same kid comes to you calmly, with respect, and says how much they appreciate your help. You'd be eager to do everything you could for them. And that is the key. When we ask for divine help with a calm, open, and grateful heart, the forces of the universe are absolutely thrilled to step in and help us out. You see, gratitude is basically a cosmic law. When we genuinely appreciate what we already have, the universe just smiles. It's like telling that loving parent, "Thank you so much, I love this gift." And that simple act of appreciation creates this positive feedback loop that just opens us up to receive even more blessings.
And all of this brings us right back to the heart of that first law, as in heaven, so on earth. What this really means is that your internal state, your energy, your vibe, is what directly shapes your external reality. The universe doesn't decide your mood, it mirrors it.
Think of it this way. If you're constantly negative, you're basically building a wall that makes it hard for help to get through. But if you're kind, the universe can draw closer to you. If you're enthusiastic, guess what? That passion gets amplified and supported. And when you have faith, the universe responds to that faith. It's a direct reflection.
So the most crucial point here is that this isn't a system you can trick or negotiate with. You can't bargain with gravity, right? It's a fundamental law of existence. The only path to a better life isn't to fight the law, but to align our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions with it.
And that leaves us with one final, really powerful question to think about. I want you to look at your own life, at all the small decisions you make every single day. Are they a reflection of your higher will, based in love and joy, or are they coming from a place of fear? Because whatever you choose internally is exactly what the universe is going to mirror back to you externally. The choice is always yours.